Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB, and before we kickstart today's episode guys, I do have a really interesting announcement, and this is to do with the biggest Bitcoin event that is going to take place in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, and the Bitcoin Mena conference guys is coming to the capital of United Arab Emirates, and the event is taking place between the 9th and 10th of December at the iconic location of Adnex Center in Abu Dhabi. Now look guys, you have the opportunity to join 6,000 attendees for 2 full days of groundbreaking insights, networking and innovation, and this event guys will feature top industry speakers as well as exhibitors as well. Now here's the beautiful thing guys, the ticket is priced at $299, but for the listeners of Blockchain DXB, you get the event completely free of cost. This is absolutely a deal breaker, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, in the show notes below there is a registration link, and the code that you can use for the event is in the show note below as well. Now look guys, you definitely can't miss this event because Bitcoin Mena is a premier event. It is kind of like the king of all kings so far as events are concerned, isn't it? And earlier this year guys, none other than President Donald Trump was the headlining speaker, isn't it? And we know what happened at the Bitcoin National event and what kind of an impact it had not just on Bitcoin but in the political sphere as well. So listen guys, go to the show notes below and sign up for the event, and the registration is completely free of cost as well. So hopefully I get to see you at this event. Now guys, let's go and kickstart today's episode. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB, and today's the 24th of September 2024. Now so far as the process of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market is concerned guys, it is definitely looking good, but I wouldn't be surprised over the next coming days we might see a bit of drop down so far as the cryptocurrency prices are concerned. But look guys, the cryptocurrency world is absolutely wild, isn't it? And all my price predictions are 100% right, 50% of the time. Now look guys, there is a massive news circulating right now, and that is regarding Telegram's CEO Pavel Durov. And the news essentially is that he's complying with law enforcement agencies. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, in the show notes below, I put up the link for his official Telegram channel. So what he's essentially saying guys is that he will be complying to law enforcement requests if there are any illicit activities. Now look guys, me personally, I definitely don't have any problem with that, but when we talk about privacy guys, looks like unfortunately Telegram might be bending the knee. So what I'll do guys in today's episode, I'll go and dissect what this post is all about, and I'll also answer this basic question guys. Because of this particular move by Telegram, can authorities access your personal chat in Telegram? And I'll also go and discuss, can authorities go and track your IP address? And look guys, since the last few months, a lot of the tokens that are connected to Tron blockchain, they've been pumping up and down because of news regarding Pavel Durov, isn't it? So I'll go ahead and discuss, will the tokens that are connected to blockchain be impacted by this particular news? Now look guys, from a privacy point of view, this is definitely a blow not just for the technology space, but for the general space of privacy as well, isn't it? And this is one of the reasons why guys, I do feel that Satoshi Nakamoto remaining anonymous was absolutely a genius move, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive as to what his message is and why he's complying with law enforcement agencies. Now in the world of Bitcoin and centralized exchanges guys, there's a really interesting development by an exchange called as River, and they have launched something called as proof of reserves, and they are willing to show that they have $800 million worth of Bitcoin. So in today's episode, I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. And this particular news guys is published by bitcoinmagazine.com, and towards the end of this year, Bitcoin Inc., they are having a fabulous event in Abu Dhabi as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this particular news. Now look guys, since the last few days, BingX, one of the leading cryptocurrency exchanges, they had a hack of roughly around $52 million, isn't it? So there is an interesting update, and I'll go ahead and give out some information as to what the update is. Now look guys, unfortunately since the last quarter, I'm seeing so many hacks, particularly in the DeFi world, and now looks like it is taking over the centralized exchange world as well. So we'll definitely take a deep dive into that. And the next news guys that I'm going to be talking about has to do with Solana blockchain, and this is connected to Coinbase's Wrapped Bitcoin. And Coinbase guys, they have a Wrapped Bitcoin called a CBDC, and they are currently working on Base blockchain, but they made an announcement that they will be launching on Solana blockchain as well. Now the official date for this is not out yet, but looks like they're definitely venturing into other blockchain as well. So I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now the final news guys is all the way from down under, and Australia Securities and Investment Commission, also called as ASIC, they have released new crypto regulation. So I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now look, so far as regulations are concerned, I do feel that regulations are great as long as they protect investors, as long as they keep the market stable, and make sure that there is no notorious activities going on from a market point of view. And more importantly, guys, the role of regulations is to protect average users like you and me, isn't it? But it is so important, guys, that regulations do not go ahead and stifle innovation. So I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is definitely positive one. And DCO, guys, they are launching Digital Economy Navigator, and they are doing that to bridge the digital economy gap worldwide. So I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now the second news, guys, is more of an update that I did actually mention roughly around a few months ago. And this is to do with Meta and Dubai Future Foundation. And the update is that they are welcoming the region's first cohort of Startup Accelerator Initiative. And this is to do with Llama Design Drive. So I'll go ahead and share more information, guys, because this is connected to large language model, isn't it? And so far as artificial intelligence is concerned, these news are kind of like the pillars of the future of artificial intelligence, in my opinion. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 P's. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers two hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, the global cryptocurrency market, guys, has definitely pumped up a lot since the last 24 hours. Today it is at $2.23 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, guys, looks like Ethereum has pumped up a lot because its market cap, guys, a few days ago was below the $300 billion mark, isn't it? But because of the FOMC meeting, guys, and because of the decision of Federal Chair Jerome Powell to go ahead and reduce the interest rate, the market cap of Ethereum has pumped up to $323 billion. So I'll definitely go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, I really am liking this number. It is at $81.86 billion, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 12.50%. But one metric, guys, which I'm definitely not liking, and that is the volume in decentralized finance, isn't it? Now, for the second day in a row, guys, DeFiLlama.com is not taking information regarding Uniswap. I really am not sure what is going on. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, when I'm reading out the number for decentralized exchanges and DeFi, make sure you understand that this volume does not take into consideration Uniswap's volume. And Uniswap's volume is definitely accounting for a majority of the chunk, isn't it? Hopefully, guys, DeFiLlama.com gets a website fixed. Now, so far as the total value locked is concerned, guys, the total value locked is only at $87.62 billion, and DeFi as of today is accounting for 5.23% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, so far as the total value locked is concerned, guys, Lido is still dominating with $25.10 billion. Now, one metric, guys, which I'm definitely not liking, that is decentralized to centralized exchange dominance, and it is at 9.08%. Now, let's say, guys, if you were to add Uniswap's volume, the percentage would not be increasing so much. It just might pump up, let's say, from 9% to maybe 10 to 11%, isn't it? Despite the volume of Uniswap not being accounted, guys, the numbers are ridiculously low. Ideally, guys, this number should be around the 20 to 30% mark in my opinion. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, in an idealistic world, I'd really like to see the decentralized to centralized exchange dominance around the 40% mark. When will that thing happen? I really am not sure. Hopefully in a decade's time we might be able to achieve this. Now, so far as the volume of decentralized exchange is concerned, guys, PancakeSwap as of now is leading the pack. It is at $572.93 million. Orca is at number 2nd. Its volume is $276.04 million. Radium, guys, is at number 3rd. Its volume is $257.48 million. Core Finance is at number 4th. Its volume is $102.05 million. And Camelot, guys, is at number 5th. Its volume is $73.32 million. Now, based on the number, guys, I could make an assumption that Uniswap's volume would be around the $1 billion mark, isn't it? So you need to probably add the volume of Uniswap into consideration as well. Now, let me do one thing, guys. Let me quickly run to the volume of stable coins. Now, look, guys, I'd really like to see the number much higher than what it is right now, because the volume is only at $75.16 billion. And stablecoins as of today is accounting for 91.82% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Because look, as the FOMC meeting was out and Fed Chair Jerome Powell decided to reduce it by 50 basis points, isn't it? And keeping what is going on in the cryptocurrency and blockchain world, things like spot Bitcoin ETF options as well as Ethereum spot trading, keeping all this thing in mind, guys, I would really like to see the volume of stable coins around the $100 to $125 billion mark, and that would give me an idea or some kind of confidence that the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be heading towards in a positive direction. Unfortunately, guys, keeping all these factors in mind, I really am not liking these numbers, to be honest. Now, so far as the volume of Tether USDT is concerned, it is definitely leading the pack at $62.67 billion. Circle USDC, guys, its volume is definitely bumped up, and it is at $6.45 billion. And FDUSD is at number 3rd, and its volume is $5.62 billion. Now, regarding Circle USDC, guys, I did actually notice that Decrypt has put out a fake news or misleading article that talks about that Circle USDC is offering customer support in countries like Brazil and other nations. This is definitely not true, guys. What Circle USDC has done, they have partnered with businesses, and these businesses are the ones who are offering customer service. So I thought I'll go ahead and put it out there. And lately, guys, regarding Decrypt, which was one of my favorite leading online publication, I'm noticing that they are publishing a lot of misleading and incorrect information. I've definitely sent across an email to them, and hopefully, guys, they go ahead and stop doing that. Cause truth be told, guys, Decrypt used to be one of my top leading platforms to go ahead and get information, but since the last month or so, I'm seeing quite a lot of misleading and fake news that is being published by them. It could be possible that the management is changed, or they might have recruited a bunch of new guys, isn't it? I'm hoping they go ahead and fix that thing, to be honest. Now what I want to do is, guys, I quickly want to run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, Ethereum's market cap a few days ago was actually below the $300 billion mark, isn't it? As a matter of fact, guys, Ethereum's market cap was hovering around the $275 billion mark in just a matter of few days, and only because of the announcement of FOMC meeting, Ethereum's market cap has pumped up by almost $50 billion, and right now it is at $323 billion, and Bitcoin's market cap, guys, was on the verge of going below the $1 trillion mark, but it definitely stayed above the $1 trillion mark, and right now it is at $1.25 trillion. Now, based on the numbers, guys, you can confidently state that because of the FOMC meeting, Ethereum as a protocol has benefited the most, probably more than 2x of that of Bitcoin's blockchain network, isn't it? Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $33.95 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $20.42 billion. Now, if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, guys, it is at a staggering 56.19%, whereas Ethereum's dominance has marginally been picking up pace, and today it is at 14.50%. Now look, guys, when Ethereum's market cap was around the $275 billion mark, Ethereum's dominance was actually going down, and it was hovering around the 13% mark, isn't it? Now there are two reasons for that, guys. One was because of Ethereum spot trading to go live, but unfortunately people were not buying a lot of Ethereum spot trading, and along with that, guys, Solana blockchain has been making quite a lot of partnership, and a lot of activity was actually taking place in Solana blockchain. So keeping all this thing in mind, guys, the dominance of Ethereum was on a downtrend, but looks like it is gradually picking up. Now this week, guys, what I'm doing is I'm reading out the decentralized app matrix, isn't it? And I'm looking at different blockchain protocol. Now in today's episode, guys, I want to run through the top 5 decentralized apps that are working on Tron blockchain, because later on, guys, I'll go ahead and discuss a massive announcement done by Pavel Durov. And Pavel Durov, guys, is the CEO of Telegram, isn't it? And Tron blockchain is heavily associated with Telegram as well. So I thought, let me go ahead and compile these news. Now what I'm doing, guys, is I'm looking at the fiat value of incoming token transfers from unique active wallets to decentralized app smart contract over a period of time. And what I'm doing, guys, I'm comparing this with unique active wallet interaction. So if you actually go to dappradar.com, you can actually sort it based on dollar value, or you can sort it based on unique active wallet interaction. Now the number one, guys, so far as dollar amount is concerned, and the number one decentralized app on Tron blockchain is a protocol called as DDust. And in terms of dollar amount, it is $32.92 million. Now, if you look at the wallet interactions, guys, it is 16,500. Now, the second one, guys, is BMO. And in terms of dollar amount, it is $32.18 million. But check this out, guys. If you look at the wallet interactions, it is only at 60. Now, it's really important to note, guys, that this does not mean that 60 people are using the smart contract. It could be possible that there are 60 smart contracts, and in the smart contract, there might be hundreds or thousands of people using the smart contract. Now, if you look at the definition that is mentioned in dappradar.com, guys, under the UAW section, it actually states that this is the number of unique active wallets interacting or performing transactions with smart contracts over a period of time. So look, guys, we definitely need to go ahead and investigate what is going on when you're looking at these numbers, isn't it? Now, the third decentralized app, guys, is Tron 5. In terms of dollar amount, it is $24.45 million. In terms of wallet interactions, guys, it is at a staggering 68,720. Now, the fourth one, guys, is Stakey with a double E. In terms of dollar amount, it is $15.71 million. In terms of wallet interactions, guys, it is at just 39. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, you can also check it in terms of the balance that is available in the smart contract. And in dappradar.com, guys, they also have a section called as Total Value of Assets in Decentralized App Smart Contract. So you need to go ahead and compile all of these data. and that would give you an idea as to what is going on with the relevant decentralized app. Now regarding staking, guys, the balance is $1.53 million, which is ridiculously less in compared to other top 5 decentralized protocols. Now the fifth one, guys, is Storm Trade. In terms of dollar amount, it is only at $548,000, and in terms of wallet interactions, guys, it is 577. Now look, guys, I'm pretty much sure because of the announcement by Pavel Durov, these numbers over the next coming days will definitely be impacted, isn't it? Now before I go ahead and read out the announcement by Pavel Durov, let's go ahead and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, because the prices of Bitcoin, guys, is at a staggering $63,442, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.73%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 9.61%. Ethereum, guys, is at $2,681, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 3.99%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 16.10%. Binance BNB Coin, guys, is at $612, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 4.21%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 14.77%. Now look, guys, regarding Bitcoin mining, there's a really interesting article that is published that actually states that Chinese Bitcoin miners still control the lion's share of the global network despite the country's ban on cryptocurrencies. And according to Ki Young-ju, who's the founder and CEO of CryptoGrant, he's actually stating that over 55% of Bitcoin mining network is still controlled by Chinese mining pools. So look, guys, with US elections coming up, it's going to be really interesting to see how these numbers fluctuate, isn't it? Because President Donald Trump, he definitely wants our Bitcoin mining operations to be done in the United States of America. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the outcome of US elections is. Now look, guys, yesterday what happened is Telegram CEO, that is Pavel Durov, he did actually put out a post via his Telegram channel, and Telegram, guys, looks like it is implementing measures to enhance user safety and compliance, and they're doing that in complying with law enforcement following the arrest of CEO Pavel Durov, and the company now plans to use AI to clean up the app and will be more responsive to requests from authorities as per the crackdown on crime. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, in the show notes below, there is a link to the Telegram channel by Pavel Durov, and you're more than welcome to go ahead and read it. Now what I want to do is, guys, I want to go ahead and give out my explanation regarding this, and I'll go ahead and answer 3 questions, guys. Can authorities access your personal chat? Can they track the IP address? And how will tokens connected to Tron blockchain react to this news? Now look, guys, what this official post by Pavel Durov states, that they have to go ahead and bend the knee to governments, isn't it? Or you'll end up facing jail time. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, guys, because in terms of privacy, this update from Telegram indicates a shift towards stronger enforcement and a reduction of anonymity for users who violate the rules. And it touches base on 3 things, guys: strict enforcement, data sharing with authorities, and general privacy for law-abiding users. Now regarding strict enforcement, guys, it's really important to note, while Telegram is known for its privacy features, this update shows they are willing to disclose information such as IP addresses and phone numbers as well of users who break the terms of services, especially for illicit activities. Now look, guys, what is it that constitutes illegal activities? In UK right now, posting a meme of government officials is considered illegal, isn't it? I'm pretty much sure this is not illegal in the United States of America, at least for now, but could it be possible in the near future? That is possible as well. I definitely am hoping that thing does not happen. But look, guys, this particular news may raise concerns for users who were previously confident that the data would remain private under any circumstances. Now regarding data sharing with authorities, guys, the message explicitly states that Telegram will share the IP addresses and phone numbers of users with authorities, but only when required by law, and this will be done in response of valid legal requests. This means, guys, that while your data remains private under normal use, it could be exposed if you engage in illegal activities and a legal authority demands it. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, what is it that constitutes illegal activities? Now in India, guys, buying beef is considered illegal. So let's say if you're having a conversation where you want to go out and buy regular beef, that could be considered illegal as well, isn't it? So you need to be aware of those things as well. And it also touches base on general privacy for law-abiding users. And guys, for users who follow Telegram rules, their privacy should remain unaffected. And based on the blog, it actually states that Telegram still values privacy for legitimate users of the platform, and these measures are targeted at discouraging criminal behavior. So look, guys, essentially in summary, what that post actually states is that Telegram is prioritizing privacy, but with emphasis on compliance with laws and protecting the integrity of the platform on the above cases, and users who respect these rules, guys, won't see any changes in how their personal interest is handled. Now the big question guys is, can authorities access the chat? And unfortunately guys, the answer to that is yes. Now let me go ahead and explain how that thing works. Because look guys, historically Telegram is known for a strong stance on privacy and encryption, but how much authorities can access depends on what type of chat is being used. So essentially guys, there are two types of chats. The first one is cloud chats and the second one is secret chats. Now the cloud chat guys is like a regular chat, and these chats are stored in Telegram servers in encrypted form, and Telegram guys holds the encryption keys, meaning they technically could access the contents of these chats if required by a legal request. And in certain cases guys, like terrorism or illicit activity, Telegram has stated that it may share data with authorities, but only when required by law. So for cloud chats guys, there's a possibility that authorities could access the messages if Telegram is compelled to share them. Now look guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is, I'm pretty much sure you use WhatsApp, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is, go to your WhatsApp, look at a particular contact, could be let's say your friend or your mom or your dad, click on that person's name, and then you will see something called as encryption. And if you actually look at the encryption guys, it would actually give you a number of 16 digits, and that is the 16 digit which you will find it on your phone as well as the other person's contact phone as well. So that is essentially how encryption works. Now what Telegram in a way would be doing is, they will be giving the government these 60-digit characters, and then the government will be able to go ahead and access your chat. Now this is definitely not how it works. I just thought let me go ahead and give an example of how this could work. Now regarding secret chats guys, these chats use end-to-end encryption, meaning only two people involved in the conversation can see the messages, and the encryption keys guys are stored only on the devices of the participants. So Telegram guys essentially cannot access these chats, and because Telegram doesn't have access to these contents of secret chats, even with a legal request, authorities would not be able to retrieve these messages from Telegram, and the only way someone would access these messages guys would be through the devices of the chat participants, and it is something similar to which I mentioned regarding WhatsApp, isn't it? So look guys, essentially with this update, authorities can now access the chat, and authorities may potentially access regular cloud chats, but this is only possible if there is a legal request. But so far secret chats are concerned, they still remain fully encrypted, and neither Telegram nor authorities can access them without direct access to devices used for that chat. Now if I'm not mistaken guys, I'm pretty much sure the cloud chat is only for group messages, isn't it? I could be miserably wrong on that though. Now guys, let's go and answer the next question. With this update, can the authorities track IP address? And the answer to that is yes as well. And Telegram can track IP addresses of users under certain conditions. Now listen guys, it's really important to note, while Telegram prioritizes privacy and security, they do go ahead and collect some data, and this includes IP addresses for specific purposes like preventing abuse, ensuring that the service runs smoothly, and complying with legal requests. And how this thing works guys is pretty simple. Like most online services, Telegram logs users' IP address when they connect to the servers, and this is typically done to maintain server stability, monitor network traffic, and prevent malicious activities. And according to Telegram's privacy policy guys, they do not share data with third parties unless they receive a legal valid request, and this usually happens in cases involving criminal activities or serious offenses. And as mentioned in the post guys, if users are now involved in illegal activities, Telegram can disclose the IP addresses along with the phone numbers to authorities in response to legitimate legal demands. Now I'm curious to check guys if this thing can be backdated as well. I'm pretty much sure they'll be able to backdate this data as well, because look guys, so far as cryptocurrency scams are concerned, Telegram is a haven for scammers and hackers, isn't it? And also guys, tracking an IP allows authorities to determine the general location of a user. It does not give the exact location, but typically gives the city or region, and it could be used to trace the network a user connects from, such as home or work network, which may actually help identify the person behind an account, isn't it? Now look at some of them in United Arab Emirates, they often use VPN, isn't it? And they do that to reduce the use of IP tracking, and what VPN does is, it actually masks their real IP address by routing the internet connection to other servers, but Telegram has also built in proxies for that, and that is called as MT Proto. So look guys, Telegram can go ahead and track and log your IP address, and they can share it with authorities if required by law, particularly in cases of criminal activity. Now look guys, all this thing being said, I kind of agree to what Pavel Durov is doing, but look guys, with what is going on in the geopolitical world, I really am not sure if this is the right move. But look guys, unfortunately he has to comply with that or he'll end up servicing jail time, isn't it? So let me know guys, what are your thoughts regarding this? I kind of sympathize with him, and truth be told guys, if I was in his position, or even if you were, you'll end up doing the same thing, isn't it? And this begs this question, is this the reason why Satoshi Nakamoto is anonymous? I definitely do think so. Now look guys, because of this unfortunate news, I'm pretty much sure tokens that are connected to Tron blockchain will definitely be having a shift in momentum. Cause look guys, historically when you talk about protocols that are built on Tron blockchain, they focus a lot on privacy, and pretty much all of them are actually working on Telegram blockchain, isn't it? I'm pretty much sure guys, this news will definitely give a knockdown on Telegram, and along with that, tokens or cryptocurrencies that are associated with Tron blockchain might definitely see a downward pressure. This is my honest thoughts. Now guys, let's go and discuss a really interesting news, and this is by a leading Bitcoin exchange called as River. And River guys has introduced something called as River Proof of Reserves, and this would allow the clients to verify the Bitcoin holdings are fully backed in multi-signature cold storage. And CEO Alexander Leishman has emphasized that this move aims to rebuild trust after failures of exchanges like FTX, setting a new industry standard for transparency. And River guys, they currently secure over $800 million in Bitcoin, and the CEO has called on the industry to adopt similar practices to prevent fractional reserve practices and restore confidence in intermediaries. But look guys, it's really important to note, the second line of Bitcoin white paper reads, the main benefits are lost if a centralized entity is used to prevent double spending. Now this is technically not double spending guys, but not your keys, not your crypto. Now it's great that they have a multi-signature wallet, but roughly around 3 months ago guys, Wazirex exchange had a massive hack, and that was for $320 million, and none of the funds were actually kept in a multi-signature wallet, isn't it? So look guys, when notorious actors do want to go and steal your funds, they will find out notorious ways to steal your funds, isn't it? So we need to be aware of these things as well. And the next news guys is regarding a hack as well, and that is to do with BingX. And BingX exchange guys was actually hacked on 20th of September 2022 with $52 million stolen. Now initially guys, when the hack happened, the amount was ridiculously less, but later on they found out that the amount was $52 million. And because of the hack guys, withdrawals from USDT, USDC, as well as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tron and Solana was actually stopped, but looks like it was resumed on the 21st of September. Now BingX guys has assured users that most funds were actually in cold storage, and after the hack guys, $10 million were frozen, and they are currently working with security firms to recover funds. Now the exchange guys has actually confirmed that they definitely have enough reserves to go ahead and cover for any losses, so it looks like the funds are definitely safer, isn't it? Now look guys, since the last quarter or so, pretty much every second day I'm seeing hacks and attacks, mostly to do with DeFi, but so far as exchange are concerned guys, Wazirex exchange was hacked for $320 million, isn't it? And now it is BingX, and the amount is $52 million. These news are definitely not good for the cryptocurrency world in my opinion. Definitely unfortunate news. Now guys, let's go and discuss some news regarding Coinbase, and looks like they are introducing CBDC, which is essentially a wrapped Bitcoin, and they want to do it on Solana network. And what happened guys at the Breakpoint 2024 event, which is actually taking place in Singapore, Coinbase's Singapore country director did actually reveal the plan to introduce CBDC, that is C for Charlie, B for Bravo, and BTC for Bitcoin, which is essentially a wrapped Bitcoin asset, and they want to do it on Solana network. Now it's really important to note guys, no specific launch date was provided, and Coinbase has actually explained that CBDC will be backed one-to-one with Bitcoin held by exchange. Additionally, there will be no separate order books or trading pairs of CBDC on Coinbase platform. Now the official link to this is via Cointelegraph, and it is in the show notes below. Now guys, let's go and discuss some news from down under. And Australia Security and Investment Commission now requires cryptocurrency exchanges to obtain financial services by November of 2024, and this regulation guys is expanding the Corporations Act, which is aiming to improve the oversight of crypto assets like Bitcoin and enhance consumer protection. And updated guidelines guys will clarify the treatment of crypto tokens and products, and this particular news guys is actually published by our Telegram channel, and the link to that is in the show notes below. Now look guys, so far as Australia is concerned, since the last year or so, I'm seeing quite a lot of news coming out from Australia, isn't it? And the new regulations guys are set to be implemented by November 2024, with Australia Security and Exchange Commission preparing to update its guidelines to clarify the treatment of various crypto tokens and products. And this move guys is meant to underscore Australia's commitment to enhancing customer protection and maintaining the integrity of its financial markets. So let me know guys what are your thoughts regarding this. And as I mentioned earlier guys, regulations are great as long as they protect investors, as long as they maintain the market and make sure that no nefarious activities are going on, and as long as they protect average users like you and me. But regulations should definitely not stifle innovation, isn't it? That is my honest opinion. So these were the news guys on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and I'll go ahead and discuss guys how cryptocurrency and blockchain comes into play. And the news essentially is that DCO, they have launched Digital Economy Navigator, and they want to go ahead and bridge digital economy gap worldwide. And look guys, so far Saudi Arabia is concerned, they are taking quite a lot of leaps and bounds, because in year in 2030 guys, they have Vision 2030, which will be an absolutely game changer. So let me go ahead and give out more information guys, because the Digital Cooperation Organization, also called as DCO, they have launched the inaugural Digital Economy Navigator, and they are doing that to help countries explore digital economy maturity paths and identify growing opportunities. And Digital Economy Navigator aims to measure progress and bridge the digital economy maturity gaps globally. And this initiative guys was unveiled at the SDG Digital 2024 conference during the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York that did actually take place between 10th and 27th of September of this year. And the framework guys is based on official statistics and data from a major survey conducted by DCO, that is Digital Cooperation Organization, and the Digital Economy Maturity Barometer evaluates the digital economy maturity in 50 countries, including DCO member states, and it provides a platform for coordination among countries, stakeholders, and decision makers to enhance the global digital economy. And the barometer guys helps assess the role of various factors in contributing to economic growth, sustainability, and improving people's quality of life. And according to Dima Alaya, the Secretary General of DCO, the scale aims to enhance access to digital services, sustainability, and economic prosperity. And the Digital Economy Maturity Scale guys focuses on ensuring countries lead in digital age rather than just keeping up, and the scale plays a key role in advancing DCO's mission. And the scale guys plays a key role in advancing Digital Cooperation Organization's mission to support data and evidence-based policies in the digital economy, and it offers reliable data, insights into trends, and tools for strategic planning to address future challenges. And the scale guys helps countries achieve growth, inclusion, and sustainability in the digital economy. And so far as the maturity index is concerned, it is extremely crucial for decision makers, executives, and experts as well, offering research data and analysis for creating a more inclusive digital economy. And the scale promotes digital innovation, job creation, GDP growth, and improved economic sustainability. And the index guys evaluates digital economy through three axes, that is digital enablers, digital businesses, and the digital society. And with these axes guys, 10 pillars assess the core aspects of digital economy that is supported by 102 indicators and data from 27,000 participants in 50 countries. And the maturity rating system guys categorizes countries based on scores from 0 to 100, helping stakeholders initiate digital progress and innovation. And regional trends show that North America is leading in digital innovation, and so far South Asia is concerned guys, they are leading in digital work and training, and Sub-Saharan Africa and Latin America is showing potential in digital education and health services. Now the big question guys is, where does cryptocurrency and blockchain fit into this? Now look, so far as financial inclusion is concerned, I do feel that blockchain and cryptocurrencies do actually enable faster, cheaper, and more secure broader payments, isn't it? And they do help in providing access to financial services for the unbanked and underbanked population globally as well. And so far as DeFi is concerned guys, blockchain-based DeFi platforms can offer alternative financial services like lending, borrowing, trading, and they can do that without intermediaries, thereby reducing cost and increasing accessibility. Now look, as blockchain can also be used to improve transparency and trust in government operations, and also for public service delivery, thereby reducing corruption and enhancing efficiency. Now look, so far as transparency is concerned, I would really like to see blockchain to be used for voting systems, isn't it? When will that thing happen? I really am not sure. But look guys, so far as cryptocurrency and blockchain is concerned, the technology can provide secure and a decentralized method for managing digital identities, allowing individuals to control their personal data, while at the same time reducing fraud and identity theft. And blockchain guys can also enhance traceability of goods in supply chain management, ensuring authenticity, reducing frauds, as well as improving sustainability. And they can do that by verifying sources and conditions of productions. And so far smart contract is concerned guys, blockchain enabled smart contracts can automate and enforce agreements without intermediaries, thereby streamlining process in sectors like insurance, real estate and legal services, isn't it? Now keeping all this thing in mind guys, I definitely do feel so far as the Middle East is concerned, they're definitely taking leaps and bounds, isn't it? So I'd really like to see this number probably in a decade's time or so. And I wouldn't be surprised guys if Middle East, particularly the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, does eventually turn out to be the leader, not just in Middle East, probably in the entire world as well. So let's see guys how this narrative plays out. Now let's go ahead and discuss second news, and this is to do with Meta and Dubai Future Foundation. And this is more of an update guys, and this update states that they have welcomed region's first cohort of Startup Acceleration Initiative, and that is called as Llama Design Drive. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because Meta and Dubai Future Foundation guys, they launched the first cohort of Llama Design Drive, which is a regionally accelerator program that is actually powered by Startup Bootcamp. And the program guys targets corporates and startups across Middle East and North African region, also called as MENA region, and they're doing that with the aim to advance AI development. And the first cohort included 22 startups and 8 AI development professionals that are focused on solving industry challenges through artificial intelligence. And this initiative guys uses Meta's open source large language model, that is Llama 3.1, to foster collaboration between startups and leading corporations in the UAE. And the program aligns with UAE's strategic vision to be a global leadership in AI technology. And the first cohort features a 4-week AI design sprint, connecting startups with real business challenges from 4 leading UAE companies. So definitely positive news, isn't it? And participating companies include Emirates Airlines, RTA, that is Road and Transport Authority, Dubai Holdings and Shalhoub Group as well, which is a leading retail giant in the Middle East guys. And I do have a standalone episode with the head of innovation from Shalhoub Group, because they did go ahead and launch an NFT. So please feel free to go ahead and check it out guys. Now regarding this news guys, startups will conceptualize, develop and pitch AI-driven solutions with significant commercial and social impact. And Emirates Airlines guys, they seek to enhance the travel experience for people with accessibility needs by simplifying access to reliable information. And the Road and Transport Authority, that is RTA, they aim to improve Dubai's public transport by integrating multi-source mobility data with AI-driven travel alerts. And Dubai Holdings guys is working to improve the accuracy of greenhouse gas emission reporting to support its net zero 2050 goal. And Shalhoub Group guys is focused on enhancing customer satisfaction and optimizing predictive inventory management in retail. And regarding the startups guys, they will be hosted in Area 2071, which is Dubai Foundation's state-of-the-art innovation ecosystem, and participants will attend workshop and mentorship session to support the productive development journey. And collaboration with Meta's engineering team is offering startups a chance to a fast track into a global program and possibly receiving up to $500,000 in funding. And the program guys is designed to create real-world impact and advance UAE's position as a leader in the AI field. So look guys, this is definitely a great update, isn't it? And if you're a startup particularly focusing on artificial intelligence, you definitely need to be onboarded with this news. And Abdul Al-Jaziri of Dubai Future Foundation has emphasized Dubai's role as global hub for artificial intelligence and a platform for startup growth. And Meta's Jaloon Abdul Khalik has highlighted the role of open source AI in fostering collaboration and solving complex challenges across different sectors. So definitely positive news in my opinion. So these were the news guys from the cryptocurrency, blockchain and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Sean who asks, what are your thoughts on reverse proof of reserves and other exchanges adopting similar transparency measures? Now look, this particular idea might sound great, but what happens if the reserves is, let's say, audited by a firm which themselves are corrupted? And there is a very high possibility for that thing to happen. And if that thing happens, Sean, the whole purpose of having audit completely goes to drain, isn't it? Now, I've said this thing so many times. So far as the USDT's reserves are concerned, this is more of an attestation report, which is by an auditing firm called BDO Italy, and they have been notoriously been fined for putting out incorrect and fake attestation report as well. Now look, Sean, I do feel that River's move to implement proof of reserve is definitely a solid step towards rebuilding trust in the cryptocurrency exchange space, especially after incidents like FTX and numerous other cryptocurrency and blockchain related protocols, isn't it? And I do feel by holding Bitcoin in multi-signature cold storage, they're not only ensuring transparency, but at the same time they're also protecting the users from risk of fractional reserve practices, which I think is absolutely great. And in the traditional world, that is a massive concern, isn't it? And Celsius were notoriously known to do that as well. Now, for other cryptocurrency exchanges to adopt this, I do feel it sets a new industry standards, making transparency a norm rather than an exception. And I do feel Sean's news suggests this can also provide peace of mind for users, knowing that their assets are relatively safe, verifiable and secure. But listen, what happened to Vasirex Exchange? They had a multi-signature wallet as well, and someone did apparently go and hack it as well, isn't it? But regarding this news, Sean, I do feel if this becomes more widespread, it might actually encourage more mainstream adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, as the fear of losing funds due to exchange mismanagement will definitely diminish significantly, isn't it? So I'm really curious to check how the Bitcoiners are actually reacting to this. But look, Sean, that thing being said, it's really important to note, not your keys, not your Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We should be having 100% control over your funding, and the only way to do that is by not putting Bitcoin or cryptocurrency onto exchanges. That is my honest thought. But look, there are risks associated by having your own Bitcoin into your wallet, isn't it? What if some notorious actors go out and physically harm you? Then you compromise to go out and give out your private key as well. And these are some of the unfortunate dangers with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as well. But definitely a thought-provoking question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything season Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.